Hi everyone, I'm Courtney and welcome to Metaphysical Mama. So the purpose of my channel is to have an open conversation about different metaphysical perspectives and how they can be applied to what's happening and what's going on in the world in this 3D reality that we are living right now. So I think we can all agree that everything is energy, that being seen and unseen. And I also want to talk about just different energetic modalities and tools that can help others. And I know there's been certain tools that have helped me along the way in my own personal quest for growth and truth and wisdom and knowledge and just the ever unfolding journey that we are all on. Today I want to talk about the Akashic records, a little bit about what they are and how I personally access them. So I like to think of the records as like an expanded conscious awareness on a soul level. So if we think about the bigger picture and who we are and why things happen the way that they do, and just kind of what our energetic blueprint is for our purpose here in this world, because we all come in with a purpose. We all are here for a greater understanding and for a bigger reason. And so just having a connection, just a more in-depth connection on a soul level, I feel is very, it's eye-opening. It's important just to get in touch with that soul essence of who you are and why you're here. So really it can go into several different directions, but there are things that you bring in. So on a soul level, you have your soul essence, like the core of who you are, your energetic blueprint as to maybe your own core values, your morals, your who it is that is just innately you and what you are here to bring in. So we can go there and access that. And we can also go into a past life. So, multiple lives. But a lot of times they're going to bring forward what it is that you need to hear, see, feel, that is relative to your life and now. And it's maybe some kind of connection from that time to what is going on now. But the tricky thing is when we tap into this quantum field and this quantum, this quantum field of this limitless, infinite knowledge, there is no time. Time doesn't exist. But we have to bring it into this 3D reality. And in this 3D reality, we think of time as more of a linear concept. So it helps us to, I guess, kind of like break it down as to, okay, well, if I had this experience in this other time and place, something that happened that maybe a thought pattern or belief system that is looping in your life now. You want to get to the root of that. Like, you want to figure out where it's rooted from, where it came from, why it's there, why it's still persisting. Like, what is it that needs to be healed from that time and place? And a lot of times just simply knowing and bringing forth the information from the subconscious, from that quantum Akashic field to the conscious mind, it's like, oh yeah, I remember. And it resonates on a soul level, and it can simply be squashed. It can simply go away and be eliminated. And so that makes room for new thoughts, patterns, and beliefs that actually are serving you on a soul level and that are helping you to grow and evolve on a soul level. Okay, so we can also get into the future prospects of where your soul is needed, or where your attention should be focused, that is going to highlight and better serve you for the greater good of what you're here to bring forth into the world. So having that connection on a soul level can be very purposeful and healing and a positive way and going forward, so that we aren't replaying those thoughts, patterns, and beliefs that are no longer serving us. So, when I say they, as far as when tapping into the Akashic records, I'm referring to your masters, teachers, and loved ones. Okay, we all have them. We all have our spiritual team that is here to help us at all times. We just have to ask, and we just have to open the door for that conscious connection. Anybody can do it. So, to give you a little bit about, so I went through the Linda Howe method, and she teaches and goes by the pathway prayer. So what I do is I say the prayer 3 times, and I use the person's first name, and then I use the second and third time I use the full legal name. Now, some people will go into the records and their eyes are open and they just get downloads, and so they're just talking through what it is that they're receiving. Some people will go into automatic writing and get messages that way, and just write out, what it is that's coming in. And then some people will close their eyes, which is what I do. And I have my eyes closed. I do talk with my hands a lot. And I receive messages through visuals and through, I hear things that come in on the left side. So they may give me, they being the masters, teachers, and loved ones, they may give me a word, and I'll say that word, and then they'll give me another word, and I'll continue on with whatever they're giving me. And sometimes they'll give me like a whole downloaded scenario or situation. And I just like to say that I am the energetic interpreter of that information. So I'm just relaying the messages to you, as far as, what it is that's coming through. And then as far as the images, a lot of times they can be just in one image, and then the next image, and then it can kind of go into like a whole scene. So my sessions run about an hour. I ask that the client brings 3 to 4 questions, and I don't need to know the questions beforehand, but I do like to go ahead and get into the records and get a feel for what it is that I'm seeing, hearing, feeling. Oh, that's another thing, is I will sometimes feel. So I may get things that run through my body, physical sensations that are like where I will see the person that I'm reading in a holographic form. So it'll be kind of like where there is stagnant energy. And so I will feel that physically in my body, but I just go through a process of clearing. And a lot of times they'll just have me they'll move my hands. They're just moving the energy where that energy needs to be removed, or where there needs to be a clearing for the stagnant energy that is going on, and that I'm seeing in that holographic form. And so we'll stay there as long as we need to work through that. And really there is no, other than the prayer itself to get in, there is no real cookie cutter way as far as knowing what it is that's going to come up, because I don't know. So it's completely just going in, surrendering and trusting. And, of course, we're protected in the light and the love of my guides that I call on beforehand, and as well as the other person's guides. So they never give you anything that you cannot handle. Anything that's ever come through, it's been for the highest good. And, it's what the person is ready to hear, and what they can handle. So sometimes the masters, teachers, and loved ones will present themselves, and sometimes they will not. And that's okay if they don't. That's not the important part. The important part are the messages that need to be conveyed. but I have had lost loved ones that have come through, and I've had Jesus that's come through in a handful of sessions, and that's really humbling and beautiful experience. And then I've had just other like divine archangel beings or divine feminine beings. I don't know, some of you might be familiar with the Sophia Code and the divine feminine beings that have come in through her book. And there are some of those that have come in before. And so, yeah, that's really it in a nutshell. Once I get in there and I get a feel, then I prompt you as to when to ask your first question. And then the session just goes from there. And I'll proceed and ask you your next question and next question. And then that's it, really. So I am absolutely humbled by this work. I love it. I still feel like my conscious self is on the sidelines, like cheering on the whole connection, because I find it so fascinating, and I'm like a little kid, like, oh my God, I'm so excited, and that's so awesome, especially after this session and talking to the person and getting their feedback and just how it's relevant and makes sense to their life now. And just to help give people that expanded view on a soul level that helps them connect to their own soul is just like so beautiful. And yeah, I know this work can be like totally vulnerable, so I admire all the souls and beings that have allowed me to help them along the way. And I plan on doing some readings for people live that maybe would be open to that, just because I do know that it is vulnerable place to be in. So yeah, and I look forward to connecting more with you all. So if you feel the call, then you can reach me at www.beginwithin.com. No, I'm sorry. www.beginwithin.space. Still getting used to the whole .space thing, but .space. And yeah, feel free to reach out, and I would love to connect with you and have a session. And also, if you like this video and look forward to more, please like my channel. All right, I hope you all have a beautiful day. God bless.